You have someone at work that you call a friend. You eat lunch together, you vent to each other, you check in throughout the day. But lately, every time you walk away from that person, you feel worse than you did before. More anxious, more drained, more negative about everything. And you can't figure out why. I'm going to tell you exactly why, and it might be uncomfortable to hear. Hey, I'm Belinda Harris, HR executive with over 20 years of experience and workplace wellness educator. I help women in corporate who can't afford to quit survive their job without losing their peace, their health, or themselves in the process. Today, I want to talk about something nobody discusses when it comes to workplace wellness. Not your workload, not your manager, not the company culture, the friendship at work that is quietly draining everything out of you. Because not every workplace relationship that looks like support actually is. Let's get into it. First, let me describe what this friendship actually looks like. Because from the outside, it looks completely normal. You talk every day, you know each other's business, you are each other's go to person when something happens at work. But there is what is actually happening underneath that. See, every conversation is about what's wrong. Every lunch is a venting session. And every check in pulls you deeper into negativity, gossip, or anxiety about things you cannot control. And you leave every single interaction feeling heavier than when you arrived. That is not a friendship that is supporting you. That is a friendship that is feeding on your energy. And I want to be very careful here because I'm not saying that this person is a bad person. I'm not saying that. They may not even realize what they are doing, but the impact on you is real. You are already carrying so much. You need your job. You have people depending on you. You cannot afford to spend your limited energy at work being drained by a relationship that gives you nothing back. And here is what HR sees that most employees don't even realize. Workplace relationships have an enormous impact on your stress levels, more than most people acknowledge. See, I've watched talented, capable women become completely destabilized at work, not because of their workload, not because of their manager, but because of one draining relationship they didn't know how to step back from. The constant negativity. It starts to color everything. You start seeing your workplace through the person's lens. Their anxiety becomes your anxiety. Their resentment becomes your resentment. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start dreading work more. Not because your job got worse, because the relationship got heavier. So here is the question that I want you to sit with. After you spend time with this person, do you feel better or worse? See, that answer tells you everything. So, what do you do about it? Because I know what you're thinking. I just can't cut off someone I work with every day. And you're right, you don't have to cut them off. But you do have to create some distance intentionally and quietly. Here's how: start shortening your interactions. So instead of a full lunch, a quick 5-minute check in, right? Instead of being the first person they come to, redirect them gently. I have a deadline I'm working towards. Can we catch up later? Stop being the container for their negativity. You're allowed to say, I'm trying to stay in a good headspace today. Let's talk about something else. Find one other person at work whose energy actually lifts you. Even one relationship that fills you up changes the entire dynamic. You do not have to be cruel. You do not have to make it dramatic. You just have to quietly start protecting your energy the same way you protect your time. And the last thing, and this is the HR truth that I need you to hear, protecting yourself from a draining relationship at work is not being mean. It's not being a bad friend. It is not being unprofessional. It is self preservation. And you are allowed to do it. You are already given so much to your job, your family, and everyone who depends on you. You cannot afford to give what little is left to a relationship that takes without giving anything back. Your energy is not unlimited. Protect it like it matters because it does. This week, I want you to do one honest thing. Think about the relationships at work that leave you feeling drained. Name them, and then make one small move to create a little more distance. You don't have to blow anything up. You just have to start protecting your peace, one interaction at a time. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I will see you at work.